Hey there, Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. Today we are going to cover the little mid-season of Taurus, so the May 1st through the 19th, using the Lenormand cards and doing the 9-card spread. So if you've never been here before, don't worry, I'll walk you through it. It's usually kind of fun, although not always. I always would like to encourage you to check out your sun, your moon, and your rising. You may not find the messages for you in this particular reading, okay? So if you have a second there, and I'm sure you do while I'm shuffling out the cards, it would be great if you would hit that thumbs up. It shows me, it's like saying, hey, thank you, I thank you and appreciate your time and your effort. And it also helps to connect our energy, especially if you leave me a comment. I do write down everybody's name into my, oh, there's 2 here. And there's supposed to be. All right. I write down everybody's name into my book of names when I'm channeling messages. So I channel messages on the monthlies and on the weeklies, but I don't do it for the mid-month because I just like to get in here and do them. Ooh, we are talking about some kind of a commitment. So it could be engagement, it could be marriage, it could be a contract for a new job, it could be signing the lease on a house or signing the lease for a business. It is a major commitment. It's not a small thing, which might be why we have so many extra cards here. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. If you've never been here before, this is the past, the present, the future, thoughts, feelings, actions, and there's the Lenormand houses that I've attached to each of them. And so we are talking about some kind of abundance in the heart space. So again, I still don't know what we're talking about. If we're talking about a job or if we're talking about a relationship, it's definitely an abundance of happiness. Self-love, I just heard. Whatever this is, it brings about a sense of real peace and self-love. So, all right. So in the recent past, you spent some time thinking about how do you take care of yourself. Right? How do I put a roof over my head? How do I provide for myself financially? This is very clever energy of the fox, especially when it's up here in the area of thoughts and it's in the area of seeking knowledge and information. And so there's this been, it's kind of like 7 of Swords energy. Some people don't really like it. I do. I think it's creative problem solving. And so there's been some creative problem solving going on here. In the area of transformation, we have the Tower. The Tower is about taking a higher perspective. This is also about protecting yourself and having safe and healthy boundaries. And planting your flag. This is my flag. This is my space. This is where I belong. I can see things from a higher perspective. I know what's important to me. I feel safe. I feel protected, but it also has a lot of integrity to it. It is not at all like the Tower in the Tarot. So you have in the future an abundance of worries about things that you do not know. And it might be in the arena of financial because this is in the space of the fish, which represents financial abundance or abundance. But we also have an abundance of thoughts about all the things that you do not know that you are a little concerned about going into the future. And so while your perspective is changing and you're trying to open up to the sense of abundance, this need that you feel to make sure that you know where all your ducks are and how things are going to go and how to be creative problem solving, you're worried about the unknown factors. What don't I know that I should know about? And so when you're making a big commitment, it's always good to check the details, to cross the T's, dot the I's. In the recent past, you've had some anxiety. This is a long-awaited change. This didn't come out of nowhere. So there's a change that you knew was coming that's created a little bit of anxiety in the heart space. In the future, you have the birds. Now, the birds are about communication. But in the heart space, I feel like this is communication with your higher self about what it is that you're trying to build. See, they're building a nest. It's also a pair. It's a couple. I want more. I want a little bit of clarification on what those birds are doing. That is a interesting placement for them. Are you worried about what other people are saying, what they're thinking? Okay, so we have a lot of healing energy coming on here. The snake can represent the snake can represent a bitch in Lenormand. That's literally what it says. But it also represents healing energy and and transformation, shedding your skin. And then we have the lilies, which also represent healing. And so I feel like this has more to do with healing. And so I think this is about building that space in your heart where you feel healed, where you feel whole, where you feel at home. Right? Your nest building of your heart space. Your coming home to yourself space. All right, so in the recent past, choices and decisions has been an obstacle. Do I go this way? Do I go that way? Do I make this decision? That's, again, this long-awaited change that you've been like trying to figure out. How do I provide for myself? How do I manage this? What am I supposed to do? You have clarity right now. In the action space, it is about finding the clarity. It is about maintaining your hope. It is the clarity, though, that comes from this perspective change, this sense of abundance of self-love that allows you to become whole. This is how you move forward. And so this anxiety about what you don't know in the future, that is going to be a problem for you. And so I really want to encourage you to the future hasn't happened. The future has not happened. And so you can negate that with your positive energy, right? With your positive thoughts. I am abundance. I am loved. I am lovable. I am loving. I am prosperity. I am creative. I am whatever it is that you're trying to do. I am successful. Whatever this choice, this decision, this commitment, whatever this is, that it feel like it should be a commitment to yourself. Wow. Let's just see here. Yeah, it's a commitment to yourself. This is the commitment you make to yourself to heal your heart, to close the book on the anxieties and the doubts. You can literally close the book on what you're worried about and just believe and trust and be confident in yourself, because you have a major move forward. This is about being worried about moving forward. This is doing it. This is doing it. This is moving toward a commitment, and it feels like a commitment to yourself. It feels like a belief in yourself. It feels like, it just feels, that's the stability comes from moving forward. That is where you build the stability into your life. It's being willing to make the change, having the clarity. You know, in this, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little ship down there in the bottom, and then here the ship is the daylight, right? It's like having the clarity of knowing where it is that you're going and what it is that you're going to do. It's making the decision, and it's moving forward. It is committing to the path. Very nice. All right, let's see what we get here for clarification. You have take note of intuitive messages and let go of the need to be right. Okay. Let go of the need to be right. So often we've made a decision and we try. Okay, there is a saying, and I actually believe in this a lot, but sometimes it gets in the way. A lot of times when you're faced with choices, it's like make a decision and then make the decision right. And sometimes we spend a lot of time. So I like to make decisions that way. It's a lot quicker. Like when I'm faced with a choice and I don't like to spend a lot of time weighing it out too long. It makes me crazy. I don't want to spend my time doing that. I'd rather be motivating, activating, doing things. That's how I work. Okay, I have a lot of initiation energy in my chart. So that's how I do it. But you're a fixed sign, Scorpio. And so making decisions on the fly like that, you're like, no. I don't want to make a big change. That's why I agonize over it. That's why I spend so much time thinking about it. That's why the decision-making process, because you're a fixed sign, and that's a lot harder for you. And so whatever this decision is that you're moving away from to take a new turn to move things forward was something you spent a lot of time on, and you did all the analyzing, and it seemed in paper or whatever, it seemed like the right decision. And now you're being asked to, no, let go of the need to be right, follow your intuition, and allow yourself to move forward. Which is kind of not how you like to operate. And yet, so often, when it's a matter of the heart, it should always be decided by the heart. You know, there are some decisions where, yes, on the analyzing it is. But you're Scorpio. You have such great intuition. So following your intuition. And okay, so sometimes we make choices and they're not right. They might have been right at the time, but maybe the situation and the conditions have changed. And so just because it was right for you before doesn't make it right for you now. And so being willing to not be right. And also when you're communicating with somebody, you know, allowing the peace, because she's holding the peace pipe. It's the white buffalo calf woman, something like that. I always just call her white buffalo woman, but it's but calf's in there somewhere in the name. She's holding the peace pipe. And so as you're transitioning through the situation, as you are releasing and letting go and allowing yourself to move forward and healing your heart, don't get hung up on the financial matters and fighting or arguing or whatever that is. Let go of the need to be right. Because it's not about needing to be right. It's about following your heart and doing what is right. And so you have, hold your vision. Hold your vision. This clarity, that little ship down on the bottom, hold your vision and allow it to become big and full in your face kind of thing, and commit to the process and be willing to commit to yourself and let yourself go forward. And just listen to your intuition. It will not steer you wrong. When you really feel into a situation, you know that little voice in your head that says, I'm not sure you should go that way. And then you go that way and you get pulled over by a cop and you're like, crap, I knew I should have gone the other way. It's because you didn't listen to your intuition. It's kind of like that in life. And so here you have the dog. Be loyal to what you love. To what you love. Not who you love, what you love. And what you should love is yourself. Which is a who, but I don't want you to be so caught up on being loyal to a job or a community or something external. Be loyal to what really stirs your heart, that allows you to heal and allows you to move forward. Make the commitment to yourself. Make the commitment to your dreams. Make the commitment to moving forward, to healing, to becoming whole. All right, let's get you a color card and send you on your merry way. I almost cut off my head, but I'm going to leave it alone. I'm just going to lower myself down. Wow, look at this. So you have create a balanced life and lighten up. Have some fun. Create a balanced life. Not everything needs to be so serious and so hard, right? So allow the joy, the healing in your heart to happen. Feel that abundance of self-love. Hold your vision of what you want and then go for it. And remember things like I am prosperity, I am abundance, I am loved, I am lovable, I am loving, I am joy-filled. Lighten up. Go have some fun. All right, I will see you in a couple. I'll see you back here on Monday. We'll chat soon. Take care.